Hello viewers, today I am going to discuss very important topic that is called rationalization from chapter number 1, Rational and Irrational Numbers of ICSE Maths class 9th. Before I tell you the meaning of rationalization, I want to tell you what is the meaning of rationalizing factor, and I also would stress on one thing, that rationalizing factor is not unique. So that I will discuss later. Before, I want to tell what is the meaning of rationalizing factor. Suppose I have a number 5 square root of 2. Now, very clearly all of you can say that it is an irrational number. I hope that from this chapter the definitions of rational and irrational numbers are clear to you. If anybody wants that I should explain to you the definitions also, please tell me so that I can make a new video on the definition only of rational and irrational numbers. Because before you start up any topic, it is very important to clearly know the meaning of these terms. Now, coming back to again rationalizing factors, suppose we have a number 5 square root of 2. It is an irrational number, and if I want to remove this irrational part from this number, what I am supposed to do? I simply will multiply it with again square root of 2. So that square root of 2 multiplied by this square root of 2 will simply give me 2, and finally the answer will be 10. What has actually happened? An irrational number has been changed into a rational number by multiplying it with this square root of 2, means by multiplying it with its rationalizing factor. So, I would call this square root of 2 as the rationalizing factor of 5 square root of 2. Now, why I say that rationalizing factor is not unique? Let me take an example for this. Suppose I have a number square root of 24 and I want to change it into again a rational number. So, my only idea is to multiply it with again one more square root of 24 so that the answer is 24 only. It is again a rational number. But is there any other way also of changing this square root of 24 into a rational number? Let us try. Square root of 24 can be written as square root of 6 multiplied by 4. So that I can write it as square root of 6 into square root of 4. So that square root of 4, all of you know, is 2, and root 6 as it is I would write. Now, this 2 square root of 6 can be changed into a rational number by simply multiplying this with one more square root of 6, that is, it will simply give me 2 into 6 is equal to 12, which is again a rational number. Now, let us summarize what we have done. I changed square root of 24 into a rational number by multiplying it with this rationalizing factor. Then I changed square root of 24 into a rational number by multiplying it with square root of 6. That is another rationalizing factor. So, out of these two, which one is the lowest? We always have to select the lowest rationalizing factor, and that is the square root of 6. So, my point was that rationalizing factor is not unique. Here we got two rationalizing factors, and out of them we should always see the lowest rationalizing factor to change an irrational number into a rational number. Now, I take one more example. Suppose I have a number square root of 5 minus 3. Clearly it is an irrational number. Now I have to change it into a rational number by multiplying very clearly. By multiplying, I will tell you it with a number like this. What I did, I kept the first term and second term same, and I simply changed the sign of the second term, so that I will use here the identity a minus b into a plus b, which will give you a square minus b square. So that it is a, this is b, and I can write it as square root of 5 square minus 3 square, and square root of 5, it has got whole square, and the answer will be 5 minus 9, which is equal to minus 4, which is a rational number. So we have changed square root of 5 minus 3 into a rational number by multiplying it with the square root of 5 plus 3. So square root of 5 plus 3 has become its rationalizing factor. Now I will more elaborate this by taking one more example, a number which is in the numerator upon denominator form. What will be the rationalizing factor of this number? Now I would also make it clear here that square root of 5 is in the denominator, that is the irrational part is in the denominator. So here what we are going to do is we are going to rationalize the denominator. We are going to rationalize the denominator. Why? Because the denominator contains the irrational part. And the only solution, all of you by this time might have understood that the only solution to change root 5 into a rational number is to multiply it with one more number of that kind only. That means square root of 5 into square root of 5 will definitely give me 5. But can we do like this to a number? That means can we multiply the denominator like this and by not doing anything to the numerator? No. If we want to do multiplication to the fraction like this, we should do the same change in the numerator part also, so that finally we get the answer as 3 into square root of 5 multiplied by square root of 5 into square root of 5 is equal to 5. Now what has happened? We have removed the irrational part from the denominator, but you will say that the irrational part has come up again in the numerator part. So, my dear students, we were rationalizing the denominator part only. So, this is very important thing to see, that we are going to remove the irrational part from the denominator only. Let it appear anywhere in the other part of the answer, but at least from the denominator we have removed the irrational part. Now, students, these all things I have discussed from exercise 1C of ICSE maths book only. Now, I am going to take up the very important question. It is question number 3 and subpart number 5. That rationalize the denominator of 2 minus square root of 3 divided by 2 plus square root of 3. Now, because we have to do the rationalization of the denominator, so with what I should multiply it so that I should be able to remove the irrational part. Again the same situation has arisen. So, I would multiply it with 2 minus square root of 3. Remember, we simply have to change the sign of this second part so that we should be able to change it into a plus b into a minus b, which will give us a square minus b square. But because we are multiplying the denominator, equally we have to multiply the numerator also with the same terms. Now, let us solve this all. It has become a minus b into a minus b, so that I should write it as a minus b whole square. Very carefully you have to apply the identity here. It is same sign, see, same sign here. So it has become AA, it has become BB. So that finally we have got a minus b whole square, and denominator part we will have 2 plus square root of 3 into 2 minus. Here the signs are different, so that it becomes 2 like this into like this. Finally, here which identity we are going to apply? A minus b whole square. All of you remember? A square plus b square minus 2ab. So that what is A? A is 2 and b is root 3. I should write 2 square plus square root of 3 whole square minus 2 into 2 into square root of 3 divided by, and down we have a plus b into a minus b, that is a square minus b square. What does it become? 2 square 4, square of square root of 3, 3 minus 4 square root of 3 divided by 4 minus 3. Rational numbers to be added 7, and irrational part to be kept as it is, divided by 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. So what has become? 7 minus 4 square root of 3. This is the answer of rationalizing the denominator of this whole number. Okay. So students, I hope you all understood the method of rationalization. If anything more you want to ask regarding this, the definition part or the application part, you may try some more sums, and if you want to ask anything regarding these, so you should ask. So friends, if you like this video and if you understand what I have tried to teach, so please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching.